But that's not true of everyone. It is true of most politicians, and it is true of many of the influencers out there. But it is not true of most normies. Take the Tartan Army, the residents of Scotland who are here for the World Cup and who have decided to give back to their host city by donating to Boston charities after drinking their pubs dry in good old Scottish fashion, drastically increasing revenue for local businesses. Fans of Scotland's national team, known affectionately as the Tartan Army, have taken over New England for their team's first 2 matches in the 2026 World Cup. As a result, local bars have reported doing triple the number of their usual sales since the arrival of our Scottish friends, and for me, family. I'm primarily Sicilian, but the second biggest branch of my family tree is Scottish, followed by a wee bit of the Irish. Now get this, and think about if we were to apply these standards to our basic expectations of foreigners, period. First, these Scottish fans expressed their gratitude to their hosts by picking up after themselves instead of leaving a mess for someone else to clean up. Then they followed that up with generous donations in the tens of thousands of dollars to local organizations. In an interview with Peter Smith at ITV News, one member of the Tartan Army said, "If we can help ease the pain, it'll make their life a little bit better. Why shouldn't we help out in some way? I hope that message spreads as well. It's that simple." We don't need politicians to fix things for us, people. We actually do a way better job of it ourselves. We need politicians and politics to get out of our way, and we each need to do the right thing by each other. That's the truth. That's how you fix things. For the Tartan Army, this tradition of donating to the communities that host their sports events spans 2 decades, during which the Army has followed Scotland's team all over the world. While they were among us, the Tartan Army visited Hasbro Children's Hospital in Providence, Rhode Island, where they donated $10,000 towards cancer research for the kids. Sarah Frost, the hospital's president, even met up with the fans to personally thank them for their 5-figure donation, saying, "The energy, the excitement, the love, the passion that you all bring, Providence is a smaller community, but you have won the hearts and minds of everyone here." The fan that she was speaking to replied, "Job done," beaming a bright smile at her. But they weren't done. The Tartan fans made their next stop at Horizons for Homeless Children in Boston's Roxbury neighborhood. Members of the Army toured that center, playing bagpipes for the children, and then capped it all off with a $1,200 contribution. One Tartan Army soldier told NBC 10 Boston that all we were seeking to do was to come with the Tartan Army, spread a little peace, hope, and goodwill, and make a difference to the American people. Scotland's last match in Boston took place on Friday the 18th against Morocco, and unfortunately they lost that one. The Tartan Army then followed their team to Miami for their final group stage match, where they will no doubt continue their tradition of donations and drinking the bars dry, although you may have to settle for rum in Miami. But we've had a lot of positive and heartwarming stories from the normies out there this week, so let's end with one more. To celebrate America's fast approaching 250th anniversary, 2 marathon runners have assembled a team of athletically minded patriots to unite this country in a relay marathon that will pass the torch from sea to shining sea, and that torch, that beacon of light, is our glorious flag. This unifying idea all got started when two marathon runners named Joe Nail and Wyatt Moss met and became friends while trying to complete 50 marathons, one in each of the 50 U.S. states. Their Relay for America website states, as America's 250th birthday came into view, Joe had an idea. Do something epic to bring the country back together. A coast-to-coast relay carrying the American flag from one ocean to the capital. He asked Wyatt to partner, and Wyatt pushed it further. Don't make it a private feat. Open it to everyone and build the first mass participation flag relay across the country. That was how the idea for the Relay for America event was born. A marathon where more than 250 runners will carry our flag from California all the way to the nation's capital, passing it from patriotic hand to patriotic hand. Mr. Nail and Mr. Moss have mapped out a meaningful route consisting of 3,016 miles, and each of those miles will be dedicated to one of America's heroic veterans. Their website explains that you don't have to wait for the perfect set of circumstances to arrive before you get active and do something special. After all, this great idea for unifying joy all started with a ragtag group of young people on a shoestring budget with about 2 weeks to plan something most would spend years and hundreds of thousands of dollars on. Yet despite the ambitiousness of their project, action and agency won out. As its founders pointed out, that it is the spirit of American exceptionalism that kept their team going, ultimately leading to success, as it does tend to do so often. During a Fox News interview, Mr. Nail said unashamedly, "We think that America is still an exceptional place. There's this narrative. People like to talk about all the things that are wrong with America, and really the spirit of this relay is showing all the things that are right with America." Meanwhile, Mr. Moss told his audience on Instagram that the challenge was officially underway as the run began last Sunday on a beach in San Francisco, where a group of about 15 people who were accompanying the official runner all touched the water of the Pacific Ocean and started running east. The homepage of the Relay for America has a map where viewers can see the flag's current location, follow along in the journey to be a part of what our neighbors are doing, and calculate the time that the flag will reach their state if they want to turn out in person to cheer on their fellow Americans. The website also offers opportunities for volunteers to work for management, media, comms, operations, press, and bookkeeping to make sure that the flag reaches the nation's capital by July 4th. So have some fun and get involved. The runners are currently averaging about 161 miles per day, running around the clock. So right now, the entire relay is slated to take around 20 days, ending in Washington, D.C. on the evening of July 2nd, giving them a slight pad to make sure that the unexpected doesn't make them late for the 4th. As of Friday, the flag had been carried all the way to Utah. That's it for me this week. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, I would ask you to please help me build this podcast into a success by clicking the like and follow buttons, because that is what does the trick in making these things successful, and it doesn't cost anything to do. And I hope that you come back again next week. Until then, have a good week, my friends.